Hey everybody, Adam here, and today we're going to look how to instantly improve your AI writing in under 10 seconds. Sounds too good to be true, but this works for email, for content like on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, any of your web copy, direct messages, all of this work because essentially what we're going to do is we're going to create a snippet that allows us to make our AI writing so much better. And I actually got this email from Rob Lennon, shout out to Rob, and this just made me think that this is something I have to share. And we'll show you how to actually then implement it into your workflow so that it's easier to actually paste it in using some hotkeys. But basically what we're looking at is disallowed words and phrases. So AI has a terrible habit of using, these crazy analogies or always using the same phrases, always the same buzzwords and tech jargon, and just kind of cringy phrases. So what we're going to look at is how we can disallow those so that it uses words that are more in our vocabulary. And the way we're going to do that is this disallowed words, phrases, and punctuations. This is something I've been experimenting with myself, and Rob was awesome enough to send this over in his latest email. Definitely check that out. And it actually breaks down the entire thing and does some really interesting advanced prompting techniques as well, which we'll look at. But basically what he does is he'll call out disallowed words, phrases, and punctuations. So em dashes are disallowed, avoid em dashes, actually gives it an alternative, commas, ellipses, colons, or rewrite the passage to go without it. And then he does this, it's really cool. He'll say for each em dash you output, you'll lose 100 points. So now he's creating a gamification for AI to play within itself. For each other disallowed word, phrases, or punctuation marks you output, you lose 50 points. And you start with 10 points and must not go below 0 or you have failed at your task. So if it puts in one em dash, immediately it loses. If it uses any of the other disallowed words, it also loses. And it's a really fun way. You're like, why would that work? We'll see here in just a little bit. But it even calls it out. As an AI, you have a tendency to come up with metaphors and analogies that no human would say. It's better to avoid them. And then he creates a disallowed words, phrases, and punctuation list. So em dashes, exclamation points, fluff, the word crickets. Here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Void, authentic, vanity metrics, and so on and so forth. If you're looking at these, I can guarantee, you're seeing those. You're like, oh yeah, I see that all the time as we're using this content. As we're creating content, whether that's emails, direct messages, like I said, all kinds of different ways. And then a reminder, if you begin to write anything with a disallowed word or phrases or punctuation marks, rewrite it without it. So this is the prompt itself. And what we're going to do is instead of trying to go find this all the time, we're going to use my favorite method for keeping track of prompts is we're going to, number one, copy it. And then we're going to either use text replacement on Mac or something like TextBlaze on Windows to create hotkeys. And so in my case, I'm using Alfred. Alfred is my hotkeys. What I can do is basically just hit control space bar, and then it pops up, and then I can do all kinds of things, open different applications, and it makes things really quickly. But what I can do is create this snippet. So I have a snippet called prompts. We'll come in here, and we're going to call this disallowed words. And then we're going to start with a semicolon, disallow. And then we'll paste this in here. And so now every time that I want this whole chunk of information in a prompt, I can just type this keyword up here and it will spit it out. So let's double check. Oops. Save. All right, so that is saved. What we're going to do is go over to Claude, and let's say write me an email to Adam telling him how awesome he is. I have no idea what this is going to work. But then what you're going to do is you hit your snippet, disallow, and it will immediately put that in there. And so I don't have to go rewrite this all the time. And so then we'll hit go. Ruminating on this. Here we go. Hey, Adam, I had to take a moment to tell you how amazing you are. Your dedication to everything you do never goes unnoticed, and the way you handle challenges. So yeah, it's like, I mean, it's still AI, but in this case, we have all of this disallowed words in here. So if you're getting stuck with here's the kicker, here's the thing, launching to crickets, all kinds of these really weird AI-isms, this is a fun way to do it, to make it just a little bit more human. And again, no em dashes, which I guarantee if we didn't tell it not to do em dashes, there'd be em dashes everywhere. So that is the quick AI tip of the day. Create a shortcut that allows you to paste this in. And so again, you can do that with our settings as well. Text replacement on Mac would let you do something similar. You could go replace colon disallow with, oh, in this case, it actually just wrote it in there. But you could save that in here. Or if you're on Windows, you can use a tool called TextBlaze that is pretty slick. That does that as well. Snippets. And actually, at least that works for Mac as well. But in particular on Windows. Okay, that's it. I hope that helps. It will definitely make your writing just a little bit better and a little bit easier. Okay, until next time. Thanks, guys.